Noctowl, Psychic typing. Noctowl's design is noted for its large bushy eyebrows being a representation for age and wisdom, which can be associated as a trait amongst owls. This is even reflected in its dex entries and anime dex entries that express how it sharpens its quote, intellectual powers when tilting its head, which could be interpreted as it sharpening its psychic abilities, and a common characteristic with psychic type Pokemon having high intellect, such as Alakazam and Latios. And at the same time, it can also learn a variety of psychic type moves already, most notably Psychic Shift, being one of the only non-psychic type Pokemon to learn this move. Ledian, Fighting typing. Simply because it's indicated by its dex entries that it uses all 4 of its arms to punch, preference on punch, which is a characteristic of fighting type Pokemon who are known for their notable striking strength, most notably being Hitmonchan despite its low attack stat. And this link to the fighting type is most transparent with its and even Ladybug's official design, depicting what appears to be a humanoid body with white boxing gloves that give it a fighting look, which is backed up by it once being able to learn the move Comet Punch, a multi-hitting punching move, as well as a multitude of fighting type moves already, including Mach Punch that is mostly given to fighting type Pokemon. And let's not forget that it was granted the Iron Fist ability as its hidden ability that is associated with, again, mostly fighting type Pokemon, and as a result makes it one of the few non-fighting type Pokemon to acquire this ability. The Azumarill line, water and normal typing respectively. For why Azumarill should be part water, it blatantly can learn a bunch of water type moves already, including Surf, Soak, and Aqua Jet among others. This could be a reference to how in its dex entries it goes on about how it lives and gathers near water edges, play in the water, and even use their tails as a flotation device, which can be in reference to Life Buoys or PFDs. The main series and side series games even mirror this sentiment, as Azumarill can be found in such locations as Warm Beach, Route 20 via surfing, the beach zone from Pokepark Wii, and most notable through breeding by holding the Sea Incense, an item associated with water type Pokemon by boosting the power of water type moves. Even the anime points its connotation to water, where it appeared in a water exhibition, and in movie 9 it was shown putting out a forest fire with water. And interestingly enough, its Pokemon category, the Polka Dot, is translated as Mitsutama, or water balls, as well as its Chinese name etymology containing the word dew to describe it, which is defined as droplets of water, which gives further connotation to the water type. For Azumarill and Marill being normal, this isn't an arguable choice, but from what I can see, they share a common connection to Azurill by being based on real-world inanimate objects such as beach balls or PFDs, or Life Buoys, as indicated by its Japanese name etymology. But also as indicated by its Pokemon category, their designs may take inspiration from mouses, water rats, and rabbits, more specifically swamp rabbits, which all could be considered normal animals with connections to water. And if it means anything, they can also learn a large amount of normal moves. The Jumpluff line, Fairy typing. One common relationship is that they are all categorized in the Fairy Egg group, which contains Pokemon who are considered cute and petite, and this sentiment is supported by Hoppip's Super Smash Bros. Brawl trophy description, where it states it as having an adorable appearance and capturing the hearts of many fans. And with Hoppip's design and Japanese name etymology, it's noted for possibly being a name pun on neko, or cats, which in many societies and cultures consider them as cute animals. While they can't learn a lot of fairy type moves, they do learn Fairy Wind, which is an exclusive fairy type move. And if it's any consideration, Jumpluff and Skiploom's shiny forms are pink, which while it may very well be a reference to Hoppip's regular colors, colors in Pokemon designs can be used as an indication for Pokemon's type, such as Bulbasaur being green for grass, Sandal having shades of brown for ground, Wishiwashi having shades of blue for water, and many more examples. Girafarig, Dark typing. While one half of this Pokemon is innocent enough, the head on its tail is described as unexpectedly biting onto anything close within a glowing scent or sound without warning, and by the sounds of it in a violent manner using words such as beware, and this statement even appears in the anime dex entries. However, what makes this idea more credible is that in the 1997 Pokemon Gold and Silver Space World demo, it apparently was initially supposed to be given the Dark typing back in Gold and Silver, but was later changed, which probably reflects the behavior of the second brain, or may have been derived from a once pre-evolution called Suinzu, aka Twins, and plus it already learns a decent amount of Dark type moves. the Hisuian Quillfish line, water typing. Simply put, everything about this quillfish and subsequently Overqwil is practically the same as Johtonian quillfish. Think about it. They both still inhabit waters, which is reflected in Legends Arceus at the Cobalt coastlands. They are still part of the Water 2 egg group that contains fish-like Pokémon. Hisuian quillfish is despised by fishermen in the Hisui region from fishing it up in the sea where it belongs, and Overqwil's dex entries even give it the title of Sea Fiend in relation to its behavior and where it inhabits. Both have the ability Swift Swim, which is predominantly given to water-type Pokémon. They learn an abundance of water-type moves already, and there's even a story called The Sea Legend in the Canalave Library in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, where it mentions the brave human asking Pokemon to help him see the prince, which include Mantike, Weasel, and get this, Overqwil. They are based off aquatic marine life such as pufferfishes, porcupine fish, and lionfish, and its name in all available languages contain the word fish, or in Japanese reference the porcupine fish. Heracross, flying typing. Its official design does in fact display a pair of wings on its back, which you can clearly see on its 3D model when you send one out or recovers from recall in the main series games. This is especially the case numerous times in the anime, like with Ash's Heracross, where it uses its wings to battle and for movement. Its dex entries even support this point where it remarks Heracross as a Pokemon capable of flying, albeit a poor flyer. And while it can learn very little flying type moves, its inspiration from a Japanese rhinoceros beetle is stated to be capable of flight, but not for very long. Tyranitar, ground typing. As I was looking into what makes its pre-evolution's ground typing, I found that those same characteristics still apply to Tyranitar. It still inhabits dry locations, its dex entries explicitly reference and describe it as inhabiting and destroying mountains, which is also supported by its anime dex entries, and its photodex entries even mentions it roaming in the desert. This was also explicitly shown in the anime where it inhabited a cave in Mount Noctowl in Alola, and in the games it can be found in such locations like the mountain area in the Pal Park, Route 15 with its rocky terrain, and wandering around in the dusty bowl pit. And if we're counting side series games, then it can be found in dry places such as Quicksand Cave, the Granite Zone, Sweltering Sands, and Barren Badlands. In fact, as stated in Duraludon's description on the official Pokemon website, Tyranitar is mentioned to live in caves and mountains alongside Duraludon in Galar. Plus, it can learn just as many, if not more, ground-type moves than its pre-evolution forms. Both Tyranitar and Larvitar get what may be considered ground-based abilities in Sandvale and Sandstream, which are also given to mostly ground-type Pokemon. And lastly, one of its main inspirations, the armadillo girdled lizard, is mentioned to be a desert-dwelling lizard, which may be indicative of Tyranitar's preferred habitat.